Welcome everybody to the first race of the Link to the Past Randomizer Spoiler Log Tournament. I am Sinak, and we are here to bring you the very first match between dazedcloud and Dr. Marty O. I am so glad to see everybody here today. This is a great morning, and it's a great match to get this tournament started off with. For those who are not aware, a spoiler log tournament, the runners about 15 minutes ago got access to the spoiler log. They get to reference it throughout the entire race. They've had 15 minutes to study it, plan their route, and now they need to execute on it. This is a very heavy execution mode, and I'm happy, and I'm going to be glad to see what both of our runners do today. We're going to get started here in, it looks like about 30 seconds or so. There's been a lot of work that's been going in so far on both of our runners' sides to figure out exactly what they're going to be doing. I've taken a look at the log here, and this is going to be a little spicy on the safety side. So we'll have to see how our runners handle that as we get started here today. And we are off. So dazedcloud is immediately going to the going to Sanctuary, grabbing those gloves there and getting out of here. Dr. Martio is doing an Uncle Open. There has to be something, either Uncle or Sanctuary, or something that's worth doing this early. He's also going to grab the tree pull here. You get that information in the log, so he knows that was an 8-bomb drop. Whereas on dazedcloud's side, he's just going to use those gloves to farm bombs, which is not a bad way of handling that. Dr. Martio grabbing that half magic. We'll have to see if dazedcloud goes for that as well. And then immediately, dazedcloud is going to Sahasrarla's hut. He's going to use that bomb that he worked so hard for to grab some items here. And there's our boots. Just go in immediately for the boots. It's a common strategy we see a lot of runners do in these races. The boots just make so much of a difference. And now we're going into Eastern Palace as well. There must be something good here as well. So I'm aware that there's a little problem right now where people can't see the tracker. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly go over what our pendants and crystals are. So this is actually going to be a crystal dungeon, as you can hear by the music. That's Eastern. Desert is a pendant. Hera is a crystal. So is Dark Palace. Swamp is our pendant of courage, which is required for Sahasrarla. Skull Woods is our crystal. Thieves Town is a crystal. Ice Palace is a crystal. Misery Mire is a pendant, and Turtle Rock is a crystal, with our 5-6 crystals being Dark Palace and Ice Palace. Both of our runners just making a beeline for this chest. There was some good stuff in here, and that was the other really good item. We got a loaded Eastern Palace. And dazedcloud finds our flute. It's a fairly loaded opening for both of our runners. Be able to do a lot with what we've got now. We may have some really early Dark World access, which in a spoiler race is really not something you want to have, because now you're going to feel like you're going to have to do some really execution-heavy maneuvers in the Dark World, which that's kind of like the thing about spoiler races is they're execution heavy. Yeah. Shady Force is saying that there's probably something in Checkerboard Cave. Maybe. Shady with the heads up call here about what's going on. We'll see. And there's our layout. We have our hot Season 2 layout. I hope everybody enjoys it. I worked really hard on it. Yeah, so... And then that was the reason why we actually went for our boots. Was for that mirror. So there's a lot of equipment here to do things. And they're going to the mountain. And dead rocks. So right now, I would say dazedcloud has probably a little bit of an advantage right now. So far, this is kind of going to converge our routes. They both have pretty much the same idea of what's going on here and what they're going to have to do. All right, so to kind of fill everybody in, this is the second season of the Link to the Past Randomizer Spoiler Log Tournament. I'm Sinak. I'm one of the admins of this tournament. This is the first race. We have 7 weeks. So the structure like this. We have 7 weeks of Swiss. After 7 weeks, we're going to take the top 8 players of the Swiss stage. And then we're going to feed them into a best of 3 single elimination bracket for the glory. dazedcloud, you don't have... Yep. Actually, I think both of our runners are going to realize that... Yeah, I can't quite finish. And not quite. All right, so Dr. Mario is going to go ahead and pay a visit to Checkerboard Cave. Kind of take this nice route around this way. The advantage of doing this route is you don't have to deal with this murder dactyl. I'm not sure which is faster, but and Checkerboard Cave has our lamp, which then lets us do things in Hera here. Yeah. So something to keep in mind: Explorer log races, you only get 15 minutes to study the log and plan your route. That is not a whole lot of time. Expect errors to happen. It's just the nature of how these work. You just don't have enough time to fully form a route. So yeah, it's just gonna happen. Like everybody's gonna make mistakes throughout this entire tournament, and that's cool. You know, that's just the way they work. So now we're going back to Hera. Now that we've got a fire source, I'm gonna guess probably the fire rod is probably buried somewhere. We know that we're gonna have to go for that fire rod at some point. So by going for lamp, they know that that's just the more accessible item right now, or the only item they can actually get to. And we've got ourselves some sync happening. Get your speed syncs into chat. Question chat: where was the sword? We have not encountered one yet. We do not know. Well, our runners know where the sword's at, but we will soon see. We know that like hookshot wasn't, because like they were both going for Harapot, and then they realized they didn't have hookshot for it. They would have probably grabbed the hookshot if it was accessible. And they're gonna, dazedcloud's gonna go ahead and grab that big key and get out of here. And even more sync. So Dr. Mardio, he it's a lucky magic drop. Very nice. Oh, and by the way, hey guys, there's our moon pearl. So dazedcloud is going to go ahead and fight Moldorm right now. It's going to have to use some hammer strats. It's not that bad. So a lot of people like unfairly hate on Moldorm for being trolly or whatever, but as long as you understand how Moldorm moves, it's not that bad. Just always remember that the tail collapses in on itself. So when it turns, the tail will always be where the head was. And you can use that to more easily figure out how he's going to move and be able to get those hammer strikes down. So with that moon pearl, both of our runners now are going to have Dark World access. We'll have to see what both of them decide to do. I think Dr. Mario, he is going to be making a play maybe to Hype Cave. We'll have to see. Hype Cave has some of the equipment for Swamp Palace, but not all of it. So to kind of catch people up, this is a Sporo log race. The runners got 15 minutes before the race started to study the log. dazedcloud is going to go for Swamp right now. And Dr. Mario is instead going to go ahead and grab what's in Hype Cave. There's our first sword. And Dr. Mario is hot on dazedcloud's footsteps right now. This is actually a pretty close race. They've got pretty much the same loadout. Yeah, they've got the same loadout except for that sword. dazedcloud's gonna have to do some interesting things to deal with these Tektites. Whereas with that sword on Mario's side, he's just gonna be able to deal with them the good old-fashioned way. And you know what? Subseeds are just meant to be played as a spoiler. And we'll see that in just a moment why. dazedcloud is down to 1 heart. It's going to have to be careful. Oh, and unfortunately takes a death. Going to have to come back in. The good news is that that water is already flooded. You don't lose that flooded state. Yeah, spoiler races can be really rough. You can end up on so little health and safeties that yeah, it can really test your ability to play this game at a high level. Even if you just play like with normal difficulty. Alright, so Mario has the fire rod. And so does dazedcloud, and is going to go ahead and looks like he's going to go straight into the Village of Outcasts area. We'll have to see what he decides to do with that fire rod. dazedcloud is going back up, probably to grab Hype Cave. That sword, I think, really kind of made a difference there. Close, don't die. All right. No! Wow. Must have taken damage as they went through the door transition. That's rude. Alright. Alright, Dr. Mario is working his way through Thieves Town. He's going for some of these chests, so there's probably So dazedcloud is grabbing the heart container and the sword and is getting out of here. Looks like there's going to be a little bit of a route divergence here. We'll have to see what dazedcloud's play is going to be. Either going for the pyramid. Looks like going for pyramid area. What is on the pyramid? And there's our sword. Dr. Mardio uncovering the hook shot in the attic chest. Yeah, so for those just watching us, this is the Spoiler Log Tournament 2020, Season 2. This is the inaugural race of the second season between dazedcloud and Dr. Mardio. Both runners had 15 minutes to study the log, and now they get to play it. There's no one else to help them. They're on their own right now. They are allowed to watch each other, though, so they can look at their opponent's stream. That's perfectly fine in this format, unlike typical randomizer races. So I suspect dazedcloud probably went for that sword after maybe having that rough time in Swamp Palace. Kind of makes sense. Want to grab... oh. Yeah, something... Alright. Yeah, something apparently, yeah. Something was missed, so we'll have to see what happens there on Dr. Marty's side. Yeah, so as chat brings up, misreading chest names, that's really easy. So in the spoiler log, there is a big chest and then there's a big key chest. And there's the big chest is the actual big chest in the dungeon, and then the big key chest is the item that has the chest that has the big key in the vanilla game. People tend to swap those around. Same thing with your compass and map chest. Most people don't. All right, so Dr. Mardio did grab the bow. All right, so we are. All right, Monka S mode is disabled. We're good. dazedcloud grabbing the hook shot. Yeah. I suspect that was just probably some heads up routing. Now Dr. Mardio is going to go ahead and go for that sword that dazedcloud grabbed earlier. Will this be the last sword of the game? They're kind of going out of their way for it. So the other two swords may be fairly inaccessible, which would be unfortunate. Dr. Mardio taking a trip to the bottle vendor, grabbing some potions. Very good call. I would probably do the same thing when you have 5 hearts and green mail, and you're probably staring down more Dark World dungeons. All right. Second. And a textbook blind fight on dazedcloud's side. Very beautiful. Alright, so now Dr. Mario is going into Palace of Darkness. At least from the looks of it here. Probably then couple that with an Eastern Plane. He has the equipment to beat it. You have to do it anyway. Alright, Dazed. What are you going to do now? Now I'm going to go ahead and visit the Blind's hideout. Needs money. That's another thing in spoiler races. Money can be a problem. Probably need the 100 rupees in order to pay off the monkey. And there we go. He's gonna grab a bottle as well and then get out of here. So right now, this could really be anybody's race. This has been kind of going back and forth a little bit. And then, Alright, so as Dr. Mario works his way through Pod, dazedcloud is going to go ahead and grab another potion. So, pod routing is kind of an interesting thing in spoiler races. Normally, you have like a whole, usually plan of events that you go through when doing pod. But in a spoiler race, sometimes all you need is like two small keys and the big key. Is the only things you have to route in. Because there's literally nothing in here. Well, not literally. I'm misusing that word. But effectively nothing. Well, that's probably better. Yep. Alright, so now dazedcloud is going to go into Skull Woods. And gets grabbed by the wall master. Happens. Yeah, it's a Japan 1.0 only thing. If you're falling down a hole, you can still get grabbed by a wall master. Nintendo patched that out in later versions of this game, but we don't play those later versions. And Dr. Mario claims one of the 5-6 crystals. And dazedcloud is going to be fighting Mothula. And I think dazedcloud's probably alright, maybe. Those spikes hurt. One heart. Ah! Don't. We're playing some high stakes. Some high stakes dodgeball. All right. Dr. Mario is continuing to work his way through Eastern Palace. dazedcloud is going to go back in again for the second attempt. Could somebody help me out? I thought dazedcloud, wasn't dazedcloud in pod, or am I mixing things up? Did dazedcloud defeat Helmsword King? No, okay. So he went up to Pyramid, but he never went into pod. Okay, all right. All right. Thank you, chat, for keeping me honest. So that's kind of like the thing about spoiler races. See, you may have to just do things like this, and it's just the nature of the beast. All right, and Dr. Mario is fighting Armos Knights. And goes ahead and claims his 4th crystal of the race. You got the dazed. Just a few more hits. All right, out of magic, but not out of luck yet. There we go. Mothula is down on dazedcloud's side. That can be a very rough fight to deal with, especially if you can't keep Mothula under control early. Usually, there's like 2 main strategies with dealing with Mothula. Either one, get super aggressive and just try to do as much damage as you can before he kills you, or dodge. So Dr. Mario is going to have to do the same thing. It's only 5 heart containers instead of 6. Does have a blue potion in his pocket, from what I understand, and I think a red one as well. I wasn't really paying super close attention to that. I do see a blue potion, though. He does have half magic, as chat points out, so that'll also going to help in this situation. Honestly, grabbing that half magic... So part of spoiler log races, right, is identifying what you think your skill level is at and routing in the correct number of safeties. If you route in too few, you're going to die a lot, which costs time. If you route in too many or too much safety, that also costs you time because you're getting stuff that you don't need. So it's a balancing act that you have to play more than just your normal blind race. I almost said bland. Blind race. Which can really make these stressful because you're having to figure out, like, what do I need to succeed beyond just the required progression? Alright, so Dr. Mario is now fighting Mothula, is missing a few fire rod shots, but should be able, has 4 hearts left. Yeah, one of those fire rod shots got 8 by the spike, 2 hearts left. Can take, there we go. And Mothula is down on Dr. Mario's side. And is going to go ahead and grab crystal number 5 of this match. So one thing that we're still going to need. So you'll notice that on the tracker, we know what the required medallions are. We still need to find a Quake medallion. That is somewhere in the game. But based on where Dr. Mario is going, either this is going to be a crystal dungeon, so he's going to have to do it. And Dr. Mario is working his way through Ice Palace right now, making really great time. Really, both of our runners are doing very well. These are not easy races to play. A lot can go wrong. You don't have a lot of time to make decisions. And looks like Mario is gonna go for the icebreaker. So this trick, you gotta, yep, and there you go. Basically, you trick the game into thinking that you're still in the doorway. So when you're going through a doorway, even if you push like left or right, you get pushed forward out. What you do is you extend your door state further out, so that the game thinks that you're still in the doorway, and when you're in the doorway being pushed out, the game doesn't do any collision checking, so you can just pass through a 16 pixel barrier. dazedcloud is working on Helmstor King. Got Helmstor King down. So Dr. Mario did grab the Quake Medallion. He has the equipment that he needs, logically, in order to beat the game from the looks of it. Still missing a little bit of safety. Doesn't have very many hearts. At this point, Ganon's going to be a fairly rough fight. You're going to want probably a few more hearts, or to find a male upgrade. Keep in mind is that the runners are able to look at each other. So a common strategy in spoiler races is that you'll maybe pull up your opponent's stream. Not everybody does this. Some do. And they'll see kind of where their opponent is at. And if they're ahead, or otherwise they've got like some time over their opponent, what they'll do is that they'll maybe route in more safeties. Or conversely, if you feel like you're behind or you are behind, you'll do the opposite. You'll be more aggressive. You'll take more risks. So it's always kind of a balancing act that you're going to be playing. So Dr. Mario is on his way to Turtle Rock. Alright, so Dr. Mario did scout out yet another heart container. That brings up to 6. That helps a little bit. We'll have to see if where our progressive armor upgrades could have easily been in pretty terrible locations. I never took a look here. All right, so dazedcloud is going to go ahead and get into Ice Palace. Dr. Bardio is opening up Turtle Rock. Still 6 hearts, no mail upgrade. Not a trivial situation to be in. The chain chop rooms can really ruin your day. And we have Crystal Roller Room. We're gonna need a key. And there is our silver arrows. So at least we're not going to have to do a Master Sword Silverless Ganon, which is kind of like a respite here, assuming that the 3rd and 4th swords don't show up. All right, so dazedcloud is lining up a there you go. Beautiful. So a common thing that will happen when doing Icebreaker is that you'll forget to grab the key, which can really be problematic, to say the least. So right now, unless a sword turns up on Dr. Mardio's side, he's going to be looking at doing a hammer Trinex, very likely. Is going to have some is going to have that half magic. The half magic apparently has really been helping out on Dr. Mardio's side. And it's probably a good time investment. Okay, so 2 puffs down. And the 3rd puff is down. Cold Stare is dead. dazedcloud is going to be able to make his way up to Turtle Rock as well now. So a heads up play. Wow. All right. So knowing how many pieces of heart he has and has gotten, finds the 4th one for a full refill there. That's pretty nice. All right. So Dazed is going for Waterfall Cave. For some money, probably to grab a potion. Or is going for something else. Also, hey, there's only something that you'd spend 100 rupees on that's close to this portal, guys. All right, so one of the heads down on Trinex for Dr. Martio. The half magic really helping out here, along with the extra health. But yeah, there we go. So dazedcloud is going to go ahead and deliver this bomb. There's something. There must be something here that's worth the time. And there's our third sword. So, just to sum, so for everybody here, so we're not going to see it. The fourth sword was actually on Sahasrarla. You needed the green pen from Swamp Palace in order to get it. So now dazedcloud is going to go ahead and route in that half magic as well. All right, Dr. Martio on 1 health, but managed to squeak by those Lionels, and is going to be the first player to be in GT. Almost getting dead rocked. Manages to. So there's a little trick there with the dead rocks. You can, if you hit them repeatedly with the hook shot, you can push them back before they fully harden. Dr. Martio finding blue mail and then death warping, probably just for some health. It was only on 1 heart, so it kind of makes sense. And now is going to go ahead and do the rest of what he needs to do in Ganon's tower. So I see numbers in chat. So with the spoiler races, we're not going to be running the bot or anything. But feel free to take a guess at maybe where you think it is. It's kind of it kind of eliminated a few possibilities. Is it Rando Room? Actually, I don't know what the timing is. So if the big key, the big key was in well, let's say at Armos. What would be faster, going through going full right through or taking this route? I actually don't know that. In this case, though, I think it's probably in Rando Room. It's right if you get keys, if not left. Okay, thank you. And grabbing 2 keys, grab the big key, another heart container. That's nice. So right now, Dr. Martio is looking at 9 heart containers plus blue mail. That's really going to help out. Has silver arrows. Does not have tempered sword. He still has the option to go for it, especially if he's looking at the stream and knows that he's kind of ahead right now. He may still go for that tempered sword, just to make things a bit more certain. We'll have to see what he decides to do. So Pyramid Fairy had tempered, and our last sword was at Sahasrarla, never to be seen. You'd have to finish Skull or Swamp Palace, and that's not going to happen. dazedcloud is picking up. Silvers is going to death warp out. Dr. Mario working his way through the gauntlet. Going to... Yep. Alright, so chain chomps, please. Alright, gonna reset the room. Maybe. It's the same super tile, so I don't think that works. Yeah. Chain chomps. Alright. Big key, get out of there. Alright. Get out of there now. Alright, so we won't also see it. So the red mail, if our players chose to pick it up, would have been in the pod U room. The pod basement. It was in those chests. Both players kind of just decided to completely skip it. Well, actually, it was a dark maze. I was mistaken. So, Dr. Mario is just going to be able to skip right on through. The advantage right now is that dazedcloud does have a tempered sword. That could definitely help make up some time. Not sure if it'll be enough, but we'll have to see. Alright, Dr. Mario is on his way to Ganon. First has to go through Agate. So dazedcloud, dazedcloud's just going to be able to dash down. Probably going to use that key immediately. Probably not going to bother with Laser Bridge at this point. So that's a triple on Dr. Mario's side. Can he do another triple? Oh. A 1, 3, and 2. It's not bad. And dazedcloud is going to be fighting Trinex right now. And Dr. Mario is going to go straight into Ganon. He's going to forego Tempered Sword. Ganon giving us a line that was actually originated from the Spoilerlog tournament last year about the companion duck. Some of those lines from... So last year we had a fork of the website, and we created special text for Ganon because we could. This time around, we're using the main site, but some of that stuff still made its way into the main randomizer, which is kind of cool. Dr. Mario has to get 12 spins in per phase. It's going to take a little bit of time. gonna play it a little safe with Berna. And dazedcloud is gonna work his way into Ganon's tower. We'll have to see if dazedcloud decides to grab the safety that's there in Hope Room. Yeah, and Dr. Mario taking a death to Ganon. It's unfortunate. 12 spins for phase 1. Once you can get to phase 3, that's kind of where it becomes better. This is going to be the hard part. Now, Dr. Mario does have a blue potion still that he can use. He's going to want to hold on to it. He doesn't have enough money to be able to replace that potion if he uses it. So he wants to be very tactical about it. Is going to go ahead and use it now. Get a few more spins. And boom. Also, a shovel was in that last chest in Rando Room. Alright, so dazedcloud has the big key. He's going to go ahead and work his way through the gauntlet while Dr. Mario is on Ganon. Is in phase 3. That's good news. So from this point, you just need to get a few spins on him to get the floor collapsed. And then you'll need spin attacks in order to get Ganon to turn blue, and it's not cooperating with the warps. Ganon, please. All right. So there's our 4th. All right. All right, so got the mid warp, and there is our 4th. There's our 4th arrow. Down goes Ganon. Dr. Mario is going to go ahead and take this round 1 match. Get your GGs in chat for Dr. Mario as he crosses the bridge. And does a sub 1 hour. Finishes this race with an SRL time of 1 hour 13 minutes 17 seconds. After subtracting 15 minutes for the study log period, that comes out to a 58-minute 19-second run. All right, so dazedcloud is working his way through Turtle Rock here, or through Tower Heron. Not Tower. Ganon's Tower, wow. And Landmolas goes down. We're going to see if we can get Dr. Mario in here for an interview. Also, ignore the Triforce. This is at the bottom of the screen there. These are not best of threes. There's only one match per week per runner. We'll get that taken care of. dazedcloud is working on Moldorm. Has Moldorm down. All right, and we are joined by Dr. Marty O. Congratulations, GG, on your round 1 win.
Thanks very much. I'm awfully surprised, I'll be honest. I know dazedcloud is a hell of a runner, so plus all the mistakes I made throughout.
So you have the so I'm terrible at interviewing, by the way. So during all right, we're working out a small technical problem here with Dr. Martio's side with his audio. Let's give us a second here for the interview. Dr. Martio, can you hear me?
I'm only able to hear you through the restream, unfortunately, but I can live with that anyway, as long as you're not getting the echo back from my thing.
Alright, that should be fine. So this will be a little bit delayed here, but so during that run, how did we noticed that you went for half magic really early. It seemed like that really paid off for you. Is that like something you commonly do in your spoiler log races? Do you go more safety heavy instead of skipping things like that? This kind of curious, kind of what your mindset was. It's like when you're routing your safeties.
I would tend to get safeties. Yeah, I would tend to get safeties if they're on the way, but it just so happened that I would need to get bombs early on, so when I need to get bombs, the tier 1-3 pull was the easiest way to get it. I thought I might as well to get half magic while I'm on my way up there, so it just worked out nicely. Plus, when I was looking through the seed as well, it looked like there wasn't much in the way of hearts, so I was hoping to get Burna or the cape, so that would make life a little bit easier. But I think I may have played a bit too safe in the end.
And dazedcloud just finished as well. dazedcloud had an official SRL time of 1:19:27, which then translates to a runtime of an hour 4:30. Congratulations, dazedcloud. GG's.
Yeah, sure. That'll work, I guess.
So, like, I was like talking to Dr. Marty O about safety routing, right? So, Dr. Marty O went very early for half magic.
I thought about it.
Yeah.
I thought about it. Probably would have been a good idea afterwards, but I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go get those boots. Everything's gonna be fine. I'm not gonna play absolutely terribly, and whoops.
Yeah.
So-
That's spoiler races for you, right?
Oh, I mean, it's not even that. I mean, it's quite. I mean, all credit to Dr. Marty. I mean, he's an incredible runner. I just wish I could have played better. That might be the worst performance I put up in. I don't even know at this point, honestly. But yeah. What are you gonna do? You know, sometimes you're good, and sometimes you somehow mirror bonk on top of Desert Palace and have to redo it again and again and again. And yeah, at some point you realize, I think I was in Ice Palace, and I just decided, I clicked on the game and I saw he was like way in Turtle Rock, and I read about that point. I just went, screw it, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the temperate. I'm gonna go pick up half magic.
Yeah. I mean, so the good news is the way we have the tournament structured, you can lose one and still clinch a top 8. The way we have it structured, so you're not out of it. It's just round 1.
I mean, I'm not worried about it too much. I mean, I'm just like, to be honest, half of this is so I can see just how much more I have to work on.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like convince myself that I'm gonna make top 8. Like, that's not really why I'm in here. But
Sure.
you know, don't get me wrong, it'd be nice, but there'd have to be some shenanigans. So yeah, we'll see.
So, Dr. Bardio, I mean, overall, so it seemed like both of you kind of so you guys both made the same mistake with the same error with Tower Hera.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So there's that. So, Dr. Mardio, I have a question. So, what was kind of going through your head at that moment, if you don't mind me by asking?
See, my typical way of playing is I figure out where all the items are, get the general route, and then kind of work out the key logic on the fly. I'm not smart or quick enough to work it out way ahead of time. So when I got to that stage, I realized, oh wait, what if this place is lamp locked? And then I was like, okay, please be in the map chest, please be in the map chest. I thought, oh damn. Oh no wait, the logic doesn't work. Panic. Oh wait a second, I can get the lamp. That was roughly, the condensed version of what was going through my head, as well as a lot of expletives.
It's fair.
Yeah, that was my thing too, because it's like when I was looking through the spoiler log, I saw, 2 items in Hera. Great, I'll just Hera pot. And then I get up there and I just realize, you're forgetting something, aren't you? Yeah, and that was pretty much all it took. I read about then, and then when I went down to desert, and then I had those mirror bonks, and then so things kind of went off. I'm probably gonna watch this back like here in just a second, just to see, for one, how much all of those little things cost me. I mean, I was very aggressive, but also kind of stupidly so. In a lot of ways, I should have picked up a sword before I went into swamp to get that fire rod, but I didn't, and then immediately got crushed by the stuff in there. It just
Swap Palace before Hype Cave, yeah.
Yeah. Just that wasn't the best decision I've ever made. But what are you gonna do?
And you live and learn.
Yep.
So now that week 1's over, How are you guys feeling like going into week 2? I know that like this is a bit of a rough race here for you days, but I believe that you're gonna persevere here, and I'm looking forward to seeing your next race. That's all I'm
No.
saying.
Hey, thanks, bud. I mean, I'll be all right. You know,
Yeah.
hopefully get someone easier than Dr. Marty next week.
I don't think there's anyone easier than me in this tournament. I mean, you've seen the
Oh.
lineup, right?
Dear God, yeah, no kidding. Like I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh, good. Next week I could have somebody like Kern or Salty Fry, because I mean, I know both of them are playing next week, and one of them has to lose that game. So, I mean, I think that was part of the. I don't know what went on with today, but yeah, there's so many ridiculous matchups here, and it's yeah. I know it's gonna be fun. Like I said, I'm just testing myself more than anything.
All right. So, do either of you have any like final comments, thoughts, anything? Want to plug anything? Go for it.
I should plug in my laptop because it's dying, so that's one thing I should do. So, yeah, it's good to be opening out the tournament with Days. So that was a cool thing to see. The first match in the restream, and yeah, hopefully put on a good show. And thanks to the comms and GG's to Days again. It was an awkward seed, so really could have gone either way. So yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah, follow Dr. Marty. He's awesome. Man deserves more love.
I'm not happy. I'm not interesting enough for that.
Well.
I can't.
Either way.
I'm like a Krustos own light, very light.
Still follow him anyway because he's a good guy. Yeah, I mean, yeah, just thanks to you guys for setting it up, and yeah, we'll be back next week.
Yeah, you have 7 weeks of this, so there'll be plenty of so it's unlike the last spoiler tournament, right, where you had your qualifier, right, and then you probably got like a round 1 match, you get drummed out in your best of 3, and then that was it. You got a little bit more to play here, which is kind of nice. So you get to kind of see kind of where you stack up. And
yeah, plenty of stress ahead.
yeah, that's another thing. Like this is probably the most stressful way to probably race Rando, I would say. So props to both of you for giving it a whirl.
Thanks very much, and yeah, thanks for commentating the whole way through and keeping an eye on us.
Yeah. No problem. So we're gonna plug a couple upcoming races here. So at 11:45 or 12:45 p.m. today on SpeedGaming 4, we've got another race. That is going to be Hydropower versus Technolink. And then at 2 p.m. on SpeedGaming 1, we have the finals, like the Game 5 finals of the ALTTPR League. It's going to be absolutely insane, and everybody here needs to watch it. It's just going to be crazy. Like, either someone's going to defend their title, or someone's new is going to win. We'll find out here. And yeah, that's at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. on SpeedGaming. And then also check out the schedule. Exclamation point spoiler. The first post is the one you want. It has a link to the spoiler tournament Discord and our and the challenge and the schedule. So go ahead and check that out when you guys have a chance. Anyway, I'm Sinak. Thank you so much to MathGirl718, our tracker today, and most importantly, thank you dazedcloud and Dr. Martio for showing us this excellent match between the two of you. Have a good day, everybody. See you soon.